Let's be honest about the moment you wake up. I'm not talking about the moment your eyes open. I'm talking about that split second before the memory of who you are rushes back in. In that tiny gap of time, there is peace, there is silence. And then, like a heavy blanket soaking in cold water, the reality of your existence lands on your chest. You remember the schedule. You remember the obligations. You remember the person you are supposed to be, and you feel it. It's not sadness. Sadness would be easier because sadness has a name. This is something else. It is a quiet, low-frequency hum of anxiety that lives behind your ribcage. It is the distinct sensation that you are the main character in a movie that you didn't write, acting out scenes you don't believe in, for an audience you don't even like. You are not failing. In fact, on paper, you might be winning. You are paying the bills. You are hitting the milestones. You are smiling in the photos. But if we strip away the filters and the performance, we are left with a brutal truth. You are a high-functioning sleepwalker. You have become an expert at existing, but you have forgotten how to live. If this video stopped your scroll, it's not an algorithm accident. It is your subconscious mind pulling the emergency brake. It is the part of you that is still awake, banging on the glass from the inside, screaming that something is wrong. Most people spend their entire lives trying to drown it out. They buy things they don't need. They chase promotions they don't want. They numb themselves with content, with sugar, with drama, with noise. They treat their emptiness like a problem to be solved with more stuff. But what if I told you that this emptiness isn't a defect? What if that feeling of being lost isn't a sign that you are broken, but a sign that the system you built is too small for the person you have become? You are wearing a life that is 3 sizes too small. And the tightness you feel, that pinching sensation in your soul, that is simply the pressure of your own potential, trying to break through the seams. We need to talk about the autopilot trap. The human brain is a survival machine, not a happiness machine. Its primary goal is to conserve energy. So, once you learn how to do something, how to drive, how to do your job, how to interact with your partner, your brain creates a script. It puts you on autopilot. This is why you can drive home from work and not remember a single turn you took. But here is the terrifying part. Most people do this with their entire lives. They date on autopilot. They parent on autopilot. They dream on autopilot. They adopt the goals of their parents, their peers, or the internet, simply because it is easier to follow a map someone else drew than to cut a path through the jungle yourself. You have been conditioned to believe that the map is the territory. You have been taught that if you just follow the steps: school, career, stability, retirement, you will arrive at happiness. But you followed the steps, you checked the boxes, and now you are standing at the destination, looking around and realizing it looks nothing like the brochure. This realization is dangerous. It triggers an existential vertigo. It makes you want to close your eyes and go back to sleep, because waking up is messy. Waking up requires you to admit that you might have spent the last 5, 10, or 20 years climbing a ladder that was leaning against the wrong wall. But staying asleep, that comes with a cost you can no longer afford to pay. The cost is your life, not the biological function of breathing, but the spark, the fire, the specific, unique frequency that is when you. Every time you say yes when you mean no, a piece of that fire dies. Every time you swallow your truth to keep the peace, the room gets a little darker. Every time you prioritize being liked over being real, you become a little more of a ghost in your own house. You are tired. I know you are. But you are not tired from work. You are not tired from the gym. You are tired from the weight of the masks you are wearing. You are exhausted from the sheer caloric burn of pretending to be okay when you are not. So, how do we break the loop? How do we wake up without blowing up our entire lives? We have to destroy the myth of ready. You are waiting for a feeling that is never going to come. You are waiting to feel confident. You are waiting for the fear to go away. You are waiting for permission. Let me tell you a secret about the people you admire. The ones who seem to have it all figured out. The ones who seem fearless. They are not fearless. They are just as terrified as you are. The only difference is that they have built a relationship with fear that isn't based on avoidance. They know that fear is not a stop sign. Fear is a GPS signal. When you feel that tightness in your chest, that resistance, That urge to run away, that is not a sign to stop. That is a sign that you are standing on the edge of your comfort zone. That is where the magic is. That is where the growth is. If your dreams don't scare you, they aren't your dreams. They are just your to-do list. You don't need to be ready. You just need to be willing. Willing to look foolish. Willing to be a beginner again. Willing to be misunderstood. Because the moment you start changing, the people around you will get uncomfortable. They will say you are having a crisis. They will say you are being selfish. They will say you are different. Good. Take it as a compliment. When you change your frequency, you lose the signal with people who are committed to staying on the old station. You are disrupting their autopilot. Your growth shines a light on their stagnation, and that hurts their eyes. Do not dim your light to make them comfortable. Hand them some sunglasses and keep moving. But let's get practical. You cannot overhaul your life in a single afternoon. That is a recipe for burnout. Real transformation is not an explosion, it is an erosion. It is water cutting through rock over time. It starts with the micro-rebellion. Tomorrow morning, instead of reaching for your phone the second you wake up, instead of plugging your brain directly into the matrix of other people's lives and opinions, give yourself 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes to just exist, to feel the sheets against your skin, to watch the light hit the wall, to breathe. It sounds small. It sounds insignificant, but in a world designed to steal your attention, reclaiming 5 minutes of your own consciousness is a revolutionary act. It is you telling the world, I own this mind. Then, start looking for the friction points. Notice when your body tenses up during the day. Is it when you walk into that specific building? Is it when you talk to that specific friend? Is it when you open that specific app? Your body is an antenna. It is picking up signals that your conscious mind is ignoring. Trust the data. You have been taught to trust logic, to trust spreadsheets, to trust common sense. But your gut is older than your logic. Your gut knows when you are in the wrong room, long before your brain can articulate why. Start telling the truth in small doses. When someone asks how you are, and you're not okay, don't give the automatic, I'm good. You don't have to unload your trauma, but you can say, I'm actually feeling a bit heavy today. Watch what happens. You will see a crack in the fatiade. You will invite reality into the conversation. You will find that vulnerability is not a weakness. It is a magnet. It attracts the people who are also tired of pretending. It repels the ones who only want the mask. This is how you build a tribe. This is how you build a life that actually fits you. You might be thinking, but I don't know what I want. I don't know what my passion is. Stop looking for passion. Passion is a buzzword that paralyzes people. Look for curiosity. Passion is a blazing fire that you are expected to find fully formed. Curiosity is a tiny spark. It's a whisper. It's that thing you keep researching at 2 a.m. It's that topic you can talk about for hours. It's that jealousy you feel when you see someone else doing something cool. Jealousy is an ugly emotion, but it is a useful map. You are only jealous of people who are doing something you know you are capable of doing. If you see someone playing music and you feel a pang of envy, that is your soul, telling you that there is music inside you that is rotting in silence. Follow the envy, follow the curiosity, follow the sparks. They are the breadcrumbs, leading you out of the forest. I want you to fast forward. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. Imagine you changed nothing. You stayed in the safe job. You kept the peace. You scrolled through 5 more years of content. You waited for the right time. Look at that version of you. Look at their eyes. Are they brighter or are they duller? That is the ghost you are running from. That is the only thing you should be afraid of, not failure. Failure is just data. Failure is the tuition you pay for wisdom. You can recover from failure. You can recover from bankruptcy. You can recover from a broken heart, but you cannot recover from a life you never lived. You are sitting on a gold mine of raw material. Every mistake you have made, every heartbreak, every period of depression, every wasted year, none of it is waste. It is all fuel. It is the lead that you transform into gold. You are the alchemist of your own existence. The depth of your pain is an indication of the height of your potential. You can only build a skyscraper as high as the foundation is deep. If you have been in the trenches, if you have felt the darkness, it means you have the capacity to hold an immense amount of light, but you have to choose it, and you have to choose it today. Not Monday, not New Year's now. This is the scary part. No one is coming to save you. There is no knight in shining armor. There is no lottery win. There is no magical email that will solve everything. You are the villain. You are the damsel in distress. You are the writer, the director, and the actor. The door to the cage is open. It has always been open. You have just been sitting there, gripping the bars, waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to walk out. I am telling you it is okay. Walk out. Step into the mess. Step into the uncertainty. Step into the jagged, beautiful, terrifying chaos of being truly alive. It will be hard. You will stumble. You will have days where you want to crawl back into the illusion because it is warm and safe. But once you have tasted the air of freedom, once you have felt what it is like to move through the world without the heavy armor of expectation, you will never want to go back. You are not late. You haven't missed the boat. The boat is you. Take a breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. That is proof that you are still in the game. The world doesn't need another copy. It doesn't need another robot. It doesn't need another high-functioning sleepwalker. It needs you, the real you, the messy you, the one with the weird ideas and the loud laugh and the scars that tell a story. So, wake up. Wash your face. Look in the mirror. Introduce yourself to the stranger staring back at you. And then go out there and start living as if your time is running out. Because it is, and that is the most beautiful thing about it.